Another day, another tragedy. Another online group of emotional support peacocks giving their condolences to the wrong people. A thoughts and prayers message on social media is like telling your cat you feel sorry for Puerto Rico. You have the wrong audience. Why are you putting on this performance for your friends and followers? Victims aren't seeing your tweets, nor are they remotely interested. Hey, I just lost 3 of my friends today, but I can sleep better knowing at DoofyFart47 is thinking about me, which you're not even. You don't know them individually. Nobody hears about a tragedy and goes, alright, time to learn some names. You visualize a group of faceless people sitting on the back bumper of an ambulance with a blanket over their shoulders, say, hey God, you mind making them feel better or something? And pretend you're St. Jude himself. I wouldn't care if people just did that to act like they give a shit. If you're known as a good guy on social media, you have to keep up appearances. But many people actually believe in their sentiments. If you go to a church the day of or after a mass shooting or something, which can be tough because they don't always happen on Saturday or Sunday, but if you give it a couple weeks or so, the date will roll around. But the whole congregation bows their heads in prayer, and you can tell that these people's hearts bleed for these victims. The empathy is palpable. It's just a shame that they've been duped into wasting their charity on words spoken into thin air with their eyes closed because they could make a real difference. These people go on missions trips to Nepal and shit. They could book a flight to Florida and volunteer and do what they can, but their passion is squandered and channeled into this useless chanting instead. A mother who doesn't believe in modern medicine cries real tears over her dying son. It's not that she doesn't care, she's inconsolable, but she just can't help being a fucking idiot and others suffer as a result. So if you want to help out after a tragedy or disaster, help. Don't be a vacant cheering section. Look, nobody wants to stop you from expressing your feelings. Just don't buy a Hallmark card with the greeting already pre-written, okay? Take some time to personalize your own emotions instead of sending out copy-paste condolences as if anyone respects you for it. It's annoying that there's this culture of people who get mad at prominent celebrities or politicians whenever they don't give their thoughts and prayers enough. News stories actually headline like, Governor only sends 2 tweets to address tragedy. What do you want, a manifesto? The president doesn't need to hold a press conference every time people die. If he did, he'd never leave the podium, and then the same people who wanted him there will whine about how he's not doing enough elsewhere. People only want the government to work on the one thing they want them to work on at the time, and if they're doing anything else instead, then they're doing nothing at all. There's always this demand from society to constantly prove that you're a good person. You have to wear the good person uniform and go to the good person rallies or else you're a demon in a vessel's body. Hey, this guy didn't send his thoughts and prayers for the shooting on a public forum. He's probably glad they're dead and wishes he did it himself. I mean, naturally. It's the same notion people have with like, if you're not with us, you're against us. Or if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. They think every battle has 2 sides and mandatory participation when I'm just trying to get comfortable on the apathetic sidelines. Sometimes silence is the loudest noise there is. Nope, silence is an absence of noise and you're absent of brain function. Being a good person can go fuck itself. That's way too much fake responsibility and unnecessary pressure. You have to go to Africa after high school and waste a functional free year of your life acting like you're making a difference over there, or you have to go on an aforementioned missions trip and be evangelical Girl Scouts to people who didn't ask you to come there at all, then build a house they can't afford to live in and come right back with a sense of accomplishment. I actually do help out Doctors Without Borders, though. What I do is I find doctors that don't have any borders and I build a wall around them so now they have borders and also can't help anyone so people die of malaria. That's my contribution. I make as much a difference as you, just in the opposite direction. When you're a good person, you have to volunteer. I didn't even volunteer in class. If the teacher called my name after a question, my answer would be, can I go to the bathroom? Who volunteers for anything? Hey, who wants to be inconvenienced? I do. Who wants to make a personal sacrifice for superficial emotional gain? Pick me. If you want me to do something, just tell me to. That way I don't have to blame myself for not enjoying it. I am all about avoiding responsibility. I understand why people disbelieve some things. People such as myself who don't believe in a god do it to live a shackles-free lifestyle with no divine bullshit on the horizon after death, and also so we can take credit for our own accomplishments rather than having to thank a deity who was apparently instrumental in us achieving our goals even though we did all the work. Thank you, Jesus, for this food on our table that I bought with my money after I went to the store, that other people farmed and grew and shipped here, but that's all you, so thanks. It makes sense to not believe in things when doing so is beneficial to you, which is why I don't understand people who deny climate change. The ice caps aren't melting more and more because the temperature is staying the same, but even beyond that, what do you gain from refusing to see it? It's not so you can keep living an environmentally harmful lifestyle, because I do that shit too and don't care. Most people believe in climate change, but don't really take any steps to do anything about it. On a relevant note, I'm pretty much done with recycling. You guys should all keep soldiering on, but I'm putting all my paper mache eggs in one basket from now on. It's easier. The only material I recycle is comedy. One time I was fingering this girl who didn't know she was on her period, and my parents walked in. Caught me red-handed. Still gold. How about Holocaust deniers? There's one running for Congress right now, unopposed, though he might have had an opponent if it weren't for the Holocaust. Any of those Jews, had they not been exterminated, could have immigrated to the States and popped out a politician to run against this guy. He should give credit where it's due. So if the Holocaust didn't happen, how does that make your life better? What do you gain from denying it? You seem to hate Jews, so denying the Holocaust means you think there's 6 million more of them out there. Sucks for you. Your own belief hurts you. Why do you choose it? That's stupid. It's one thing to believe in things that are proven to be fact, at which point it's not a belief, it's just you acknowledging information that is correct, and having those things hurt you because you have to. You can't shy away from or disagree with facts. There's no alternative facts, and I can't believe some people who were elected to be representatives of the populace tried to put that one over on you guys, and I more can't believe some of you are all in on that shit. Hey, the Earth's been getting gradually warmer over the last few decades. We've run hundreds of experiments and gathered countless statistics, and they all point toward that conclusion. Well, alternatively, maybe they don't point toward that conclusion. No, they factually do. Well, maybe they alternatively factually do not. This is the level of argument we've been reduced to on some things. It goes back to the common philosophy of humanity I bring up time and time again, which is people will believe anything as long as it's theirs. Owning an opinion feels good. It's part of your identity. It represents who you are. If someone else tries to come along and argue that part of you, you're not gonna roll over and let them. You'll fight tooth and nail to hang on to that dumb thing you believe, no matter how dumb it is, because you're an idiot and it defines you. Humans aren't designed for politics. A room full of elected officials can't make a compromise without shutting down the government, and that's their fucking job. How do you think the rest of us fare in our daily lives, bombarded on social media and the real world with political post after political post, desperately trying to change unchangeable minds? It's annoying. Your petitions aren't working. Your links aren't getting clicks from anyone. Your news articles are getting their headlines briefly skimmed. Your insightful Instagram posts are getting eye rolls, and your retweets are getting you unfollowed. We're monkeys telling monkeys how to be monkeys while everybody scratches their heads in unison because we're all the same echelon of infallible when it comes to holding on to what we believe in. I hate politics, but I keep feeling compelled to talk about them, and it pisses me off. Oh well. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.